Ladies and gentlemen, innovators, investors, media representatives, dear contestants, and of course, dear viewers online. Welcome to the Innovation Factory Baltics Finals. This high-stakes competition is happening as part of the AI for Good Summit, which will happen in July in Geneva and of course is backed by the United Nations. My name is Artis Ozoliņš. I'm happy to be a part of the finals as well. I was a part of the semifinals. I saw the process of finding the top five. I'm very happy and honored to be in front of you right here in this very important event. Because this year the presentations and actually the pre-selection has been decentralized to pick the best AI solutions from our region, of course, to tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And today we are going to find out which AI-driven startup will pitch their presentation in front of the world. The winner will join the global contest and represent our region in Geneva to compete with the best from all around the planet. And of course, this is possible thanks to our exclusive regional partner, theIntelligent VC, and in cooperation with the partners, Gravity Team, the US National AI and Cybersecurity Information Sharing and Analysis Organization, who brought the contest to the Baltics. Thank you for that. Tortora Brayda Institute, Hack Tribe, and the Ministry of Economics and of the Republic of Latvia. So from 40 pre-registered participants, we came to the top 17 in the semi-finals through a pre-screening process. They fought fiercely online in 2 rounds, and today we will see the top 5. How exciting is that? Can I read it in your faces, the excitement? It's coming there. Very good. Very good. Thank you for the energy. And with these applause in mind, let's welcome on the stage with her opening remarks the partner at the theIntelligent VC and the executive director of the AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics. Let's welcome with your applause Tatyana Doktorova.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tatyana Doktorova. I'm a partner at the theIntelligent VC investment company and also an executive director of the AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics. It's an honor and pleasure for me to welcome you all at the final stage of our program. And today our distinguished jury will select one startup who will represent our region, Baltic region, at the international arena of the AI for Good Global Summit in Geneva next year. At the theIntelligent VC, we are deeply proud that we are part of this initiative because it's really, I think it's really important and significant to support the AI for Good Innovation Factory because it gives not only enhance our startup local ecosystem, but also it raises awareness between the innovation community that we as humanity really facing global challenges right now. And being honest, we are not doing well right now as a humanity in terms of achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 because according to the latest data, only 16% of the targets are on track, leaving 84%, just imagine 84% of the goals where we are either falling short or even backtracking. And it's not only numbers or just another KPI that we missed out. This underperformance gap, it's really represent real challenges that affect real people and our planet in the most significant areas like health, food security, biodiversity, peace, strong institutions, and many more. So what we can do with all of this? I think we are maybe lucky that we are living in this tech revolution era. And as you all may know, AI gives us some kind of superpowers. Wherever our power is as a species, AI amplifies it to an exponential degree. So with this immense potential in mind, the question arises, can AI help us close the gap by 2030? Is it really possible? I hope the answer is yes. It's exactly where the mission of the AI for Good Innovation Factory comes in, to inspire and stimulate innovators all over the world to look at this direction and to speed up our response as a humanity to the global challenges with the help of technology, of course. And here today and this year, it was the first year where we had this AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltic, our own Baltic chapter. We are super happy and excited. And I'm deeply thankful to all people, all our Baltic community who was involved into this initiative, to our partners, our mentors who joined our educational workshops and contributed with their time and expertise, educating our startups during these few months. So today we will welcome our 5 best teams, and I would like to wish them to shine brightly today and wish them all the best. And from my side, that's all. Let's celebrate innovation, creativity, and determination of some of the brightest minds of the Baltics. So, good luck to all our finalists. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Now I understood why we had those serious faces in the beginning. You're all worried about the Sustainable Development Goals, but don't worry. Today we will find several solutions that could help us work towards them. And right now it is my honor to welcome on the stage one of the people here responsible for bringing this to the Baltic states. Of course, I'm talking about the Executive Director of the U.S. National AI and Cybersecurity Information Sharing and Analysis Organization. He's a Silicon Valley veteran with over 20 years experience who has helped to shape cybersecurity standards, and he has played a pivotal role in several multi-billion dollar launches. But today I would like to welcome him on the stage as the chairman of the AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics project. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on the stage Michael Thiesmeyer. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. This is one of these moments where you have prepared a big speech and you look around and you see like, wow, 4 years of engagement in the Baltics, 1 year of focused work on this endeavor, and it all finally resulted in something, a positive net impact. When I'm looking around the room, I'm not just seeing individuals or organizations. What I see is all of us as shepherds of society, united to advance the responsible use of artificial intelligence. If we're looking at the challenges which Tatiana so adequately described, we are living in really, really difficult times. Cyber attacks on the rise, disinformation campaigns, climate change, social inequality on the rise. I mean, I could just keep on going and going and going and going. What this means is that we are in a pivotal moment in history where innovation must serve the common good. We cannot get this wrong. Artificial intelligence touches every single layer of society. If we get this wrong, this is one of these things that can take society apart at its seams. Think about how general purpose technologies have impacted humanity before. Industrialization, the steam engine, the printing press. They all revolutionized things. They all disrupted to a degree. But usually they affected very specific sectors of society. And even that came with really disastrous consequences at times. But this affects everything. So we have to get this right. But it's not all a bad story. we also have to realize that wherever there's big risk, there is massive opportunity. So my challenge to all of you today is, let us nurture technology for good. Let us nurture technology that unites and that doesn't divide, that creates equality or access and opportunity rather than takes it away from people. And above all, technology that creates sustainable solutions and upholds human rights. So without further ado, I want to say thank you to our regional partner and everybody else that was involved in this endeavor. This was the first time we held this event overseas. We've done it for 4 years in Silicon Valley. But to be honest, in Silicon Valley, this is only a remote event. We went physical, and it's amazing. And hopefully maybe next year we'll have even a bigger event with more partners, more people coming from outside of the Baltics to explore what is a very, very beautiful region. Keep in mind, I have a place in San Francisco and one in Florida, and I'm here during the winter. And it's like 23 degrees Celsius in Tampa right now. And in January, it'll be 30 degrees Celsius. So this means I apparently really, really like what I'm doing, and I really like the Baltics. So, to our contestants, I applaud the competition that you went through, and may the odds be in your favor. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Graciously said. Thank you for that. The stakes could not be any higher today. I hope that doesn't bring more stress to our participants. Don't worry, you are in the finals. But of course, this event could not be possible without the help of the Gravity team, which is a cryptocurrency trading company and liquidity provider trading since 2017. Let's welcome on the stage the team's co-founder and CTO, Krish Bujat. Krish, welcome.
Wonderful to be here. So my name is Chris. I co-founded the Gravity team, crypto trading company, a long time ago. We are good friends with Intelligent VC and also neighbors. We are one floor down, so we have followed closely the journey, and we are really, really proud of what you guys are doing. And even though we are a blockchain company, we similarly as other companies consider in what ways and forms AI can help us advance. And obviously, blockchain itself is, we consider it not an industry, but we consider it technology. And the difference is that it is serving some purpose, right? There can be companies doing gaming, doing medicine, doing any other sort of industry, but they can use blockchain as technology. And in similar way, we consider artificial intelligence. It is a technology that facilitates and helps other industries to excel. For example, our industry, crypto trading, but then again, any industry. Currently, it's very cool kid on the block. Silicon Valley is all about startups that are doing AI, and some time ago the cool kid on the block was blockchain, and before that mobile applications, and then .com and many other things. But the common pattern that we do observe across the decades is that the new and most important technology that the world is working on may differ and shift, but whatever came before is already is extremely relevant at the moment. Like, for example, we can't imagine a world without internet, and a world without bunch of mobile applications that accelerate and help every single part of our lives. And at some point in time, that was a fringe technology, and everybody was working on that, and a lot of ideas came into existence and fade away, and many other ideas became like powerhouses of the world. Like in 90s, the top 5 companies were where oil companies and car manufacturers in a decade or 2 decades, the biggest companies are search engines and social networks, and who knows, maybe in 10 more years the biggest companies will be AI companies, and all those technologies that we are traveling through becomes a significant part of our lives, and I totally see how AI will become extremely significant part of our lives in the future. A lot of ideas must come across. The full brunt and full power of startup culture that generates innovation, if we sort of direct it towards AI, all kinds of beautiful things will come out, and who knows, maybe some of the biggest players in the future AI ecosystem are one of our 5 contenders today. Who knows? Highly likely. And I wish you guys best of luck. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Krish. Thank you to Krish and Gravity team, proving that being close physically also helps to stay in the bubble. Happy that there's a community building here, and truly we are living in an AI age, so to say. Before our today's event, I spoke with one of the jury, Eva, that this is the transformation year, and next year also will be interesting to see how AI transforms many different things, including sustainable development goal achievement. And right now I would like to welcome on our stage digitally online, representing one of the founding fathers of the AI for Good back in 2017. It was established by the International Telecommunication Union, which of course is the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies. And today AI for Good is the UN's leading platform for advancing trustworthy AI solutions for sustainable development. And joining us right now online is its Artificial Intelligence and Robotics Program Officer, Guillem Martinez Roura. Let's welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Guillem Martinez Roura from the International Telecommunication Union, and I would like to welcome you all for joining today's AI for Good Innovation Factory live pitching session, AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics. ITU is the United Nations Specialized Agency for Digital Technologies, and since 2017, ITU has been at the leading edge of AI with the aim to ensure that AI accelerates progress towards the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and contributes to universal connectivity and sustainable digital transformation. We have been convening the UN system around AI through the AI for Good initiative launched 7 years ago and co-leading the UN Interagency Working Group on AI with UNESCO since 2021. AI for Good was created to identify practical solutions using AI, scale those solutions for global impact, and accelerate progress towards the SDGs. It was launched under the premise that we have now less than 5 years to achieve the SDGs, and AI holds great promise to solve some of the humanity's bigger challenges. In fact, 70% of the SDGs targets can be supported by digital technologies, including AI, but we are only 17% currently on track. The AI for Good Innovation Factory really resonates with the purpose and objectives of AI for Good. And as one of the foundational parts of the AI for Good United Nations flagship initiative, it's a program that was launched in 2020 and has become the leading UN-based startup pitching and accelerator platform that helps startups grow and scale their innovative AI-powered and SDG-driven solutions. Organized by the International Telecommunication Union, it offers opportunities including global pitching, funding connections, top-tier networking, VIP experiences, and more, including for the first year, our own startup accelerator program that will be running from April to May 2025. The platform attracts hundreds of startups annually who apply to participate in these monthly online or in-person pitching sessions like the one today in Latvia. In these sessions, they feature startups on a global scale and through specialized sessions that focus on regions and countries or on different sectors. And this year-long competition culminates with the top finalists of each pitching session participating in the prestigious AI for Good Innovation Factory Grand Finale at the AI for Global Summit 2025 in Geneva, the final demo day where the startups pitch to a panel of investors. And the winner of today's in-person session, will be invited to the AI for Good Innovation Factory Grand Finale at the AI for Global Summit 2025 in Geneva from the 8th to the 11th of July. And especially today's session is organized in partnership with the Intelligent VC. And thanks to this partnership, we were able to meet very interesting AI startups that are truly supporting and advancing the Sustainable Development Goals and bring the Innovation Factory to the Baltics, raising awareness of the SDGs and promote AI's technologies alignment to the cause in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Thank you very much for the partners in organizing this session, and we are very much looking forward to learning more about the startup solutions today. Thank you very much.
They're actually out there, another accelerator ready for your ideas. I can't even imagine how people pitched their ideas before all of this. Was it on napkins in restaurants? How did it happen? I can't even imagine that. But right now, we are ready to move on to our contest. And of course, with such high stakes, we need a very competent jury team that is right here in front of me today. And I would like to go through one by one, and just when introducing yourselves, maybe we can equip microphones to the jury team right now. And let's go one by one through the jury team, and just let's try out how the mics work, and just maybe you can state what is the one thing that you are looking forward to the most, seeing here what seems important to you. One there and one there, yes. And then we can start the competition. And I would like to start, if we can hand over the mic to Michael. Of course, introduced him earlier, but today he is also the chairman of the jury here today. So Michael, welcome officially to the jury team. What is the thing that you will be looking forward to in the presentations?
I think what I will be looking forward to in the presentation is that whoever is presenting is able to both tell a story, but also convey the actual business use case and be able to present numbers if asked upon.
Right. Very concrete. A round of applause to Michael. Next up, I would like to introduce the founder and CEO of the Intelligent VC, which of course is a 20 million euro fund focused on AI and tech innovations. And Andrei Doktorov is a part of the jury team. Let's welcome Andrei to the jury team. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Well, basically, I wish good luck to all the participants, and I'll be looking for, yeah, I think energy and technology mix. So yeah, I think the idea, the energy behind the idea, the team, and yeah, if the whole use of technology solves a real problem.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that, Andrei. A round of applause to Andrei. Let's hand over the mic to Eva, which with 10 years of marketing experience, she has returned to the journalism side of things, and actually right now has devoted her daily life to bringing up noteworthy startups from all across the Baltics as the editor-in-chief of the Labs of Latvia portal. And she's also the head of the top business newsletter here in Latvia, Finde.lv. Of course, I'm talking about Ieva Treja. Ieva, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It is my pleasure to meet all of you. And what I will be looking for is, I think, three things: business model, team, and also this part of the good in this use of artificial intelligence. So good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eva. On this side of things, we met him once, but let's meet him once again as part of the team. He's the co-founder and CTO of Gravity team, Krish Pujats. Krish, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Hi again. So best of luck to all the company, all the startups. I'll be looking for the element of some product of how much you can help people and to how many people you can help, that sort of multiplication. How many lives can you improve and to what extent? Mm-hmm. So if you can help 8 billion people and a lot, then you probably will be my favorite. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for that. A round of applause to Krish. And next to him, he's the founding partner of Launch VC, a venture capital fund supporting early stage biotech and longevity-focused founders. Of course, I'm talking about Sergejs Yakimov. Sergejs, welcome.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Sergey, and happy to be here, first and foremost. Good luck to everyone presenting, I guess. So we were one of the first groups that started to deploy capital in longevity and life extension, quote unquote, which throughout the years made me immune to unsubstantiated claims, which means that every second founder is actually pitching a pill that prolongs life, right? So what I'm looking in the pitch is the lack of unsubstantiated wishful thinking from the founders, which is the most important.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause to Sergejs. And today we're also happy that the Ministry of Economics of the Republic of Latvia is being represented here. The next member has accumulated extensive experience in regional policy and economic development. Today he is the Deputy State Secretary for the Economic Affairs, Raivis Bremšips. Raivis, welcome.
Yeah, hello, glad to be here. Also, good luck for startups. So I'm looking for two things: ambition and practical and real plan to achieve that with a good team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Raivis. All right, so we've met the jury right now, and what are the rules of the game? Well, they are quite simple. Today, judges and you, ladies and gentlemen, also the ones tuning in online, will see 5 presentations, 5 minutes for pitching, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A and feedback from the jury members. So 555, easy to remember. If you go over time, you will only get how much time? 5 seconds. 5 seconds to finish your sentence, then I will cut you off because we have equal rules for everyone here today. And the jury right now is logging on to the Hack Tribe platform. That's the platform that is also supporting our event here today, which is meant for managing hackathons and events like this, everything from registration to evaluation and management of the event. Happy that they are supporting us here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, jury members, are you ready? Okay, let's give some more energy in the room. Are you ready? Good. Very nice. All right. I think the first team is ready to come in front of us. They are representing Y7. Let's welcome on the stage Artem Braychenko and Roman Vasilenko. Welcome.
Hello everyone. Really happy to be here because it's my first time in Riga, but today my name is Roman Vasilenko. I am CTO and co-founder of V7 company. And someone said, technology itself has no inherent value. And to be honest, I fully agree with this statement, especially as a tech guy. Why? Because only proper implementation, proper application of the technology can help can bring the real value to the clients. And we believe that AI can more than automate. We believe that AI can save lives. We today are going to introduce you a molar acceleration engine solution we built to automate, to innovate, to revolutionize a process of medical, legal, and regulatory review process. Nowadays, Nowadays, pharmaceutical industry is highly regulated. What does it mean exactly? A lot of regulations need to be done before any content can be delivered to the clients. And to be honest, all these regulations, all these restrictions are justified because even small mistakes cost so much. On the other hand, all these regulations, all these restrictions have a significant impact on content production process, and especially on time to market, because any content have to be created following all these regulations and restrictions, and as well, this content should be MLR'd or should be reviewed through validation process, so-called MLR process. That's why we exactly believe that if we help to speed up the process of content creation, if we help to speed up the process of content validation, we will help to deliver exact message, exact information to HCP, to people who exactly need this information to save exactly life. And Artyom, please proceed.
And also, Roman showed you our AI-powered innovative thing that we created to speed up for pharma companies and life science companies this approval process. It will help companies to cut time to market, and more people can get accessible medicines. And I wanted to share with you our integrated ecosystem of solutions and show you how we empower field forces and drive efficiency in a highly regulated environment. The thing that Roman showed you is one of the pieces of the puzzle that we are building at this moment. So I want you to imagine medical, like field rep that running around with the tablet, visiting doctors. They're really limited with what they can say to the doctor, when they can do that. Every message that they share need to go through the long approval process, and it slowed down a lot the whole process of the market time to market. And also later they need to understand what messages work better, it makes things even more complicated for companies to present their products to the market. So our ecosystem changes that. With our solutions, companies can speed up the approvals. They can understand faster what messages work better for the marketing purpose. Sorry, for the marketing purpose, and we help them to focus more on important things like building connections and generating sales for the companies. So in this case, reps can feel more confident, more empowered, because they can present messages that are more relevant at the right place. So we help them to speed up
your sentence.
So we help them to speed up the process and achieve better results.
Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause to the first presenters. 5 minutes are over, believe it or not. Do you want some water before we continue with the questions and answers? If you want some, there's some water here. It is quite stressful to be the first ones presenting. I know how it is because I'm always the first person on the stage, and afterwards it's quite stressful. You can hand it over if you need some water. But right now I would like to turn to the jury. We have 5 minutes. We have mics on each side, right? So if we could start the 5-minute timer right now. Who is the first one who wants to ask a question? Eva? Yes, let's give a mic to Eva. 2 mics, please. This one. Okay.
So what's the product and who is the client?
Yeah, exactly. I will answer this question. The client is a big pharma. For example, the most our clients we have right now, it's a big pharma. For example, like Abbott, Novo Nordisk, Bayer, and others. What exactly they need? They need to speed up the process of content creation and content validation. It's like we are working in medical sphere, healthcare and life science. And what they exactly need, they want to minimize the amount of time they spend from the beginning of content ideation to deliver this information to doctors. HCP is like a doctor. Yeah, and this is just an example how it looks like from UX perspective.
Let's add some context also. Pharma, they are really limited with what they can they can say to the market. Every message. Huh?
Question next.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a suggestion, and then I have a question. The suggestion is you're pitching something very, very, very specific to an audience that doesn't understand drug regulation, most probably because they are not doing it. So avoid using things like HCP, whatever. Like make it more accessible. The question is, so in order to understand this, you might want to tell us a use case that you actually did with Novo or Lilly or whoever you're working with. What have you actually sped up, and what sort of frictions you removed, and how much better, faster, cheaper it actually was for a study sponsor. That would be helpful.
Real use case. Real use case. Let's imagine big pharma, for example, Abbott. They need to create a ton of content. Content, it's mean emails, e-detailer, presentations, websites, and any information that they can share, that they can use to the doctors to show information about pills, about treatments, and so on and so forth. First of all, they need to create this content. It's an example of email, like text, some images, some key messages, claims. And during the creation process, they need to follow all the regulations that pharma has. Finally, after a piece of information is created, this email have to be pushed to MLR process, it's validation process. And it's like a team of people who read all the text, read all the images, try to find the references from the medical or scientific information, and say, okay, we can use this kind of content to share with doctor. It's like to simplify. What exactly we do? Our AI model behind our trained on all these rules, based on the domain of the particular client, help, first of all, to automate the process of content creation, suggest exact text, suggest exact images, to assemble this site. As well, during the validation process, our solution highlights all the mistakes just to show you don't really need to spend a lot of time to read messages. You just need to focusing on exact errors, on exact mistakes. In this case, it's helped to speed up the time.
So let me try to summarize, and you told me if I'm right or wrong, right? Understanding it. So what you were doing is you're stepping in the post-approval phase when the study sponsor has passed through the clinical trials or whatever, and you basically help create material that helps the study sponsor, pharma company, whoever that is, to market it to healthcare professionals.
Yeah, and do it in most efficient.
Yeah,
exactly.
Speed it up. Make AI do it, but you basically help create marketing materials for pharma to sell to doctors as their champions more efficiently. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 1 minute, maybe one last question from the jury. Michael, yes.
All right, the one thing I'm trying to get to is you're saying you're speeding up go to market. across your current clients, give me a number, because for me that's right now the KPI, right? Yeah. What's the percentage, and then how does that translate to me to savings?
Yeah, exactly. We have several POCs with our clients, and finally we analyze and calculate the numbers. Finally, if we're speaking about exactly validation process, where we are able to reduce time by 50%. By 50, for example, common time it's 15 days. In our solution, they can do that by 5 days. If 15. If we're speaking about quality, if we're speaking about quality as well, we fix and help to make content more qualified, better, to have better quality. It's like 80% better, finally.
Right, a round of applause to Vice 7. Congratulations, gentlemen. You were the first ones. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And right now, the jury, as in the next rounds, has to go to Hack Tribe. Actually, they are going through specific evaluation criteria, the same one that we saw in the semifinals. Just for your information, it is innovation and uniqueness. Then we are looking at scalability and marketing potential, alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals, which is important here today, feasibility and execution plan, which I think we heard from the jury before, team capability and expertise, which cannot be understated, of course, and in this case, security, ethics, and responsible AI use, which, as I mentioned before in the beginning, is an important part for AI for Good Summit as well. But right now, we are miking up the next participant who will join us on stage in a second. And we will also get mics for the jury on each side so that you can ask your questions without any hesitation. But right now, I'm looking at the next presenter. He is ready to present. So let's welcome on the stage from Diawiser, Sina Zar. Welcome, Sina. Here is your clicker right here. Don't worry. And if we could get the presentation, then only then we will start the timer. So you have the 5 minutes. If we could get the presentation on the screen in full screen mode. And the timer for 5 minutes. You still have some time to get some air. Okay. We can start.
Thank you very much. Well, my partner, Monica, is a type 1 diabetic. She has been so for over 20 years. I've seen her struggle with a few complications: kidney, heart, neuropathy, eyes. And one of the reasons why these complications happen is, well, glucose control, obviously. And glucose monitoring is required for glucose control. But what if you have lack of access? What if you're compensated with 1 to 3 strips per day to prick your fingers? And to buy a continuous glucose monitoring device, well, you need money for it, right? Not everyone can afford that. Well, she can, but not everyone else. What I just told you was a story. How did I do that? I used the power of my voice. We've been using voice for centuries to tell stories. Now, what if I told you that voice itself has a story to tell? What if, while Monica was telling us her story, we were able to detect if her glucose levels were high or low? Monica is not alone. More than 500 million diabetics in the world globally, and the numbers are, well, increasing as we speak. 1 in every 3 American actually has prediabetes. 8 out of 10 prediabetics globally don't even know that they are prediabetic. What's the solution here? You don't need devices. You don't need to prick your fingers. You don't need anything external. You only need Diawiser, which is an app. You download it to your device. And it can listen to you and it can tell you your glucose is high. You need to do something about it. Well, it's scalable. Who doesn't have a smartphone nowadays, right? And this vocal glucose monitoring, as we like to call it, can be accessed through massive screenings or daily monitorings. The potential is impactful, to say the least. Well, the data that we require needs to be created, meaning you don't have such data available online that you can just download and annotate and put in your model. And that's precisely what we're doing. We're expanding on the number of data that we have. We're using those data to improve our neural processing, to increase our accuracy. Because down the line, that model is going to be personalized to each person. It's going to learn from each person's inputs. Now, the go-to-market, well, I'll just wrap it up quickly. We have people on the waiting list, we have influencers, we have doctors, we have clinics from 3 key markets, Asia, Europe, and the United States, who are ready to use the product now. When it comes to business model, we believe in access, and we want this to be a B2C model as well as, well, not ignoring B2B, but we would like people to be able to imagine 10 million people using this for as low as 10 euros subscription. And of course, B2B, massive screenings with large corporations, even partnering with, blood glucose monitoring devices and so on. As I mentioned, Monica is a type 1 diabetic herself. For over 20 years, she's been using diabetic technology from when those insulin pumps were with all wires and everything till today. I'm a clinical pharmacist myself, but I've been involved with software as medical sales, software as medical service sales department. Maciej has been our AI genius. He's been developing AI for more than 10 years, way before it was cool. And well, competition currently, CGMs, as I mentioned, quite costly, still invasive accuracy issues. Blood glucose monitors, everyone hates pricking their fingers 7 times a day. They just don't do it. And of course, Apple has been trying to create a device that, again, like a watch or something that can help you measure your glucose, been unsuccessful. So the bragging rights, we have been top 20 innovation in diabetes 2024. We have partners with Vertex Pharmaceutical in the US. We are Mass Challenge finalists. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. Plug and Play investment. We've got started a pilot study in India, and of course, InnoStars Awards finalist, and of course, the biggest brag being here. I didn't put it on the list, but I just wanted to say it right here. And of course, we need to expand on our data in order to become more, accuracy increase and certification ready. And imagine the impact that this could have on you. You could check your glucose right now while talking to our app, and the impact is, well, quite global on the diabetic population, pre-diabetic population, and improving healthcare. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and a round of applause to Sina. Excellent, right on time. We have several hands up right now. Let's start over there, next one here, then to Michael and back here. Let's go.
Okay, hi. So my question is, well, 2 questions. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the accuracy and like how far is the scientific part, and then the second one is how far is the product close to market, basically, when you can release it to real people.
Right. Well, according to current scientific research, the accuracy is well within the range of 75 to 82%, depending on various factors that I don't think I'll have the time to say, but we can talk later about what impacts it. There are challenges for the accuracy. And where we are collecting data as if basically we are early stage and we are getting as many data as possible in order to improve our own accuracy. So if you're asking whether our product is ready for the users to be used, no, but we are getting there.
But when do you?
We hope that our first pilot should be done by March, because that's that we have a collaboration and we have a certain requirements to be met within that timeline. As I mentioned, with Big Pharma and a couple of clinics, so that's our first pilot will be ready by then.
All right, on this side.
Yeah, my question was partly answered. I wanted to know, other than you saying that it works, do you have market validation, and do doctors or do some third-party independent also can say that this works?
Current research, of course, when it comes to voice exploration overall for all diseases, is not highly explored yet. It's not oversaturated yet. And the data available with current research, for example, from Mayo Clinic, one of the biggest ones, has done a small research on voice, and they have done it with glucose. So there is scientific evidence that this can work, but we are trying to basically expand on it. It's not over explored, let's say.
Yeah, it reminds me of one startup in Latvia called Soberly, and they did it. They tried to do it with sober and drunk, like detecting when you are drunk. But where they stop is data collection. Of course, there was an issue because you have to drink a lot and then provide your voice example, but. Okay, but really, you need a lot of data. You really need a lot of those inputs, a lot of people. How do you reach them? How will you evolve them?
So, to answer your question first, you could look at it from a generalist perspective, meaning that you don't really need to train a generalist model that can detect anyone's glucose level coming in. You start with, like agile development. So what we're trying to do now is to train our small model with up to a certain number of data points. And with that, we can say that, okay, if you go with trying to say that this person has high glucose or low glucose or normal, for this, you can do this with smaller number of people. And that's precisely what we're doing. And that's precisely what we've done with a few diabetics that we know ourselves. As I mentioned, Monica herself is one. And we were able to detect that, okay, with really good accuracy, this is working. So the more number of people you put in, obviously, the better. We are not funded yet heavily. So we are trying to show that this is possible to do. The larger data you put in, the better, obviously, the outcome. But also, the model right now is smaller. If you want to go with larger, you need to have larger models.
Yeah, so, hi. Thank you for the pitch, first and foremost. So you're kind of trying to milk the holy grail here, which is using alternative biomarkers for diabetes detection. So my first question is, what sort of biomarkers within the voice you're actually using? So what are you looking at? Are you looking at some sort of an emotional kind of fluctuation? Are you looking at the difference in vocal cords at the presence of higher or lower glucose level? So that's the first one. The second one is, when you're saying that you're 70% accurate, that means the diagnostic doesn't work, right? So to be in the diabetes space, you need 95% accuracy, specificity, sensitivity.
Yeah, I love that question.
And the third one is, how do you, and this is by far, I think, my biggest issue with this one, even if it does work, which we don't know. How do you factor for the pre-calibration? Because what you will be doing is you will be using a ton of devices with different microphones, in different environments. How do you factor for pre-calibration, and how do you avoid false positives? Because in this space, if you do a false positive, the person is kaput, right? It's no good. So
30 seconds, a lot of very in-depth questions. I'm not sure if I'll be able to answer any of them.
You can go yes or no. Pretty much. I don't factor for false positives, and that'll be good, or I do.
Right. So if you want to talk about pre-calibration, so the concept of false positive would be that you will check it with your finger. It says you're high. You check, and then it's not high. You don't cripple. It's an additional method for non-invasive monitoring. Mm-hmm. So it helps people who don't have access to actually gain access. But let's talk later, maybe.
Yes, of course. Let's talk later. A round of applause to Sina. Sina, thank you very much for the presentation. You all will have the opportunity to network while the jury will work on the finding out the winner in the end. But right now, again, they are logging on to the Hack Tribe portal to mark down their notes. And we will move on to the next presentation. If we could put the first slide on the screen, we could be ready for that. And we could welcome on our stage, representing neurosalience. Let's welcome on the stage Dr. Ksenia Sokolova. Round of applause to Ksenia. Welcome, Ksenia. I will give you the clicker. We will put on the 5-minute timer, please, and then we will be ready to start. Still some seconds for you to prepare yourself mentally for the probably one of the most important 5 minutes in front of you. 3, 2, 1, we can start.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ksenia Sokolova. I'm CEO and co-founder of Neurosalience. At Neurosalience, we develop AI tools for early stage diagnostics of dementia from structured MRI data. So, by 2030, there will be 1 million people living with dementia worldwide. Also, existing early detection methods, unfortunately, lack accuracy, are not automated enough, are invasive and costly. This leads to dementia diagnosis rate being only 62%, and the cost of misdiagnosis is also very high. So hence, there is a large market potential. Solely, for example, in Europe, in private healthcare sector in this field, the value of the market is currently estimated to be over 2 billion euros, and that's growing at 12% rate per year due to aging populations. So the neuroscience will make dementia detection pipeline widely accessible for the patients and also achieve greater accuracy compared to existing state-of-the-art methods without running invasive procedures on the patients. So our USP is to provide type and stage of dementia and to analyze whole brain. Sorry. So we will contribute towards the two main UN goals. First, the goal of well-being and good health, because early detection of dementia provides reduction in patient-related costs and improve the quality of life of the patients. Also, second goal of decent work and economic growth. Sorry, we will try to contribute towards, because currently the main cost and time spent in dementia care patients is on the shoulders of the family members, and they don't fully participate in economies around the world. So our tool is an API licensed to the hospitals to be fully integratable to their IT systems. And once the patient sees a neurologist, they have an MRI scan as part of the typical dementia detection pipeline. So we put that MRI scan through deep learning models, and first we measure patient's brain age and compare it to person's actual age. And if there is accelerated brain aging, we can tell whether that's due to dementia or not, and detect type and stage of dementia. We also provide interpretability maps for whole brain for both aging and disease, and can compare them to healthy aging profiles. Yeah, so we also then pack this into a single report, which is fully integratable into the hospital system. Neuroscience follows responsible AI principles and has high standards for ethics and legal. So first of all, we use our private cloud to analyze the data, and we use AWS healthcare-specific infrastructure, which has all the certificates which are needed. We also, when we input data, this is anonymized, encrypted, and is deleted after the analysis. We also follow GDPR minimal data principle and use only age and MRI of the patient. To enable high ethics and legal standards, we use only responsible data sources, and we use our legal team to check these data sources, for instance, patient consents. Also, all we do with the data, we follow principles to reduce bias. First of all, we currently already use over 12K healthy subjects data and over 3K disease subjects data, and these numbers are only growing. Another thing we do, we follow, in terms of age range of the subjects, whole adulthood, not only the age range where the Alzheimer's is most likely to occur. So our two main markets are healthcare, private and governmental, and also pharma companies. In healthcare sector, obviously, the aim is to reduce patient-related costs, and pharma companies look to optimize trials by improving subject selection. Our beachhead customer segment are private clinics in UK with neurology departments. So by now, we have achieved our first research collaboration for Warwick University, and we have successfully completed our technical pilot with them. So we have also achieved our first hospital partnership in Slovakia, and currently we organize a large-scale clinical trial to achieve regulatory approval. Then we could start going to market activities and actually reach our first market share in 2027. We have a great team to achieve our goals. My PhD focused on developing new machine learning methods to understand human brain aging. Our CTO, Michael, has extensive experience in developing high-performance applications, and we are currently extending the team with permanent clinicians, manager, and ML scientist. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. There's some water for you before we put on the 5 minutes. If we could put on the 5-minute timer, please, then we can start. First question here from Sergei, and then let's move on to next. Please, one question per jury member, so we go through everyone. Welcome.
So the first and the most obvious one is, I actually have two. So one is, what is the business model? Or how do you charge the hospital? And then the second one is, how does the output look like? Is it a binary variable like dementia, no dementia, or is it a percentage risk or a likelihood, or what is it? Because I'm trying to understand how unique is your data mode that you're working with, because there are a lot of companies like that out there.
Yeah. So going to the first question, we will license the product to the hospitals because we did market research in private and governmental hospitals, and they all said we already have sort of you click, you pay solutions, and that's not the way we want to work with you. We're currently developing our pricing model because it's quite complicated for dementia, and you need validation data as an input to that development, so that's what we do currently. In terms of what we output, is that because we will fully integrate solution into DICOM viewers at the hospital, so the report will be PACS system compatible, and there will be obviously like a yes, no, but there will be like a reassurance in terms of probability, how much the algorithm believes actually what it does, to be honest. But then actually we rely a lot in terms of, because we do understand false positives, we rely a lot because in the DICOM viewer they will see these feature maps which will be checked by a clinician to make a decision.
Question, please. Microphone this side, on that side. Who has a question? We still have 3 minutes. Yes.
Very short one. You also mentioning here. So it will be less. So it will be cheaper and faster. So how faster it will be and how cheaper it will be?
Yeah, in terms of faster, you know, imagine nowadays people do MRI scan, and because there's shortage of radiologists, people sometimes wait for weeks just to see that scan to be analyzed by a radiologist. And then for early stage dementia, it's pretty much impossible to detect by eye, you know, if there is only slight symptoms of dementia. That's current sort of speed we talk about. If we talk about money, currently the most accurate method of detecting dementia is cerebrospinal fluid sampling, which is huge pain for the patient. You need specialized doctor to do that. And that costs, for example, if we talk about UK, that costs NHS £165. So definitely, you know, once we develop our pricing model, this will be cheaper than that, times cheaper.
So, if I understand correctly, you are now training algorithms, right, to recognize some patterns.
We already have algorithms sort of trained in their initial stage, but we continuously look for new data points to improve the quality, obviously, because you should understand that, you know, these are brains. In brain, there's huge anatomical variability. So the more subjects you input, the better will be the model, like in terms of especially interpretation step, where it detects regions related to the disease. Especially for that, you need as much subjects as you can because of the anatomical variability, and it's actually quite tough to get you know, subjects with legality diagnosis in place. So we have prototype, but when we continuously develop that.
Okay, but the business model is that you will sell your product to hospitals, so they will be able to better detect potential of dementia, right?
Yeah.
All right, we have 1 minute left. Who still has a question? Have we all covered all the bases in the evaluation form? Yes.
Can I pick your brain on the uniqueness of data? So again, there is a multitude of companies that are using AI to look at MRIs for dementia, for Alzheimer's, for Parkinson's, for whatever, like all the neurodegenerative spectrum, MS, you name it. So it all comes down to how unique is the data mode, like how unique and not accessible, not open source data you can actually access to train your stuff on. So how unique are you? This is my point. Like how are you differentiated?
30 seconds.
Yeah. So we use, we work with network of German hospitals where we get clinical data currently. So that's how we get the data, if you answer. In terms of uniqueness of that solution, if we talk about multitude of these solutions which are development, actually only one of them at the moment has reached the market. You should understand this.
And there is a reason for that, because most are...
Because it's hard. But like, you know, our advantage is that we have already shown that we have 95% accuracy in terms of type and stage of dementia.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
And
that's all the
hard.
time we have. Round of applause to Ksenia. Thank you. That was neurosalience. All right. We're going to give some time to the jury, and we can welcome on the stage the next participant. I'm going to give you some water. I think we have some dry air here today. I can feel everyone is quite stress. But if we could put on the next presentation, we can prepare and welcome Elnora AI. And representing Elnora is Carmen Kivishild. So we will have the presentation and the 5-minute timer, and then we can start the next presentation. We have the presentation, and if we could have the 5-minute timer, please, you can start.
This wasn't just a childhood dream, it was a promise. So I became a scientist. But after 12 years in academia, I realized I wasn't keeping that promise. So I quit academia and started my own company called Elnora. This is the average failure rate in drug discovery. While there are many reasons why drugs fail in clinical trials, one of the most common one is that actually your initial idea was just simply wrong. So you spent 10 plus years, $2.5 billion on developing a drug that was doomed to fail from the very beginning. Researchers get their ideas from scientific literature, which is not reproducible, highly biased towards sexy science, and not really scalable either. So if we really want to fix the drug discovery and lower that 90% of failure rate, we need to fix the data first. And that is why Elnora is building a negative data set. We're collecting data directly from academic researchers in a form of lab protocols. Think of lab protocols as cookbooks. You want to bake a cake? Here's a recipe. You want to perform an experiment in a lab? Here's a protocol for you. Our AI-driven lab protocol optimizer helps academic researchers to get their protocols working faster. For us, it's a data collection tool to gather details about all experiments done in academic labs, whether they succeeded or failed or led to groundbreaking science. But trust me, most of them didn't. And we use technology such as AI, machine learning, and blockchain to bring it all together. And then we process this data from lab protocols into knowledge. And we use this knowledge ourselves to find novel antivirals. So drugs that fight against viruses and pandemics, but are also totally crucial for biodefense and helping troops on the field. Our lab protocol optimizer is a SaaS product, which we monetize via licensing. But we also plan to generate revenue by selling the data or assets coming directly from the platform, such as novel drug targets. TechBio is the hottest name on the AI field, and there are literally hundreds of competitors. But what makes Elnora special is how we collect the data directly from academic researchers in a form of lab protocols. And the very fact that it also contains negative data, things to do and things not to do in science. I started the company literally 1 year ago from ground zero. And with this 1 year, we have built the team, we have built the first product, started the first pilot, and now we're ready for paying customers. This speed has only been possible because we have a perfect founder market fit, with me bringing in the drug discovery expertise and Karl Oskar contributing with more than a decade of experience building AI and machine learning products. And things are going great. We started our first pilot with Estonian University, got into the best tech bio accelerator in the world in US, and got also investment from 2 major international VCs. But this is not where our ambition stops. By transforming the drug discovery from 90% of failing into sustainable, efficient process, we're not just building a billion-dollar company here. We're actually creating a future where life-saving drugs are developed faster, with zero animal testing, and with a fraction of the cost. And this is how I'm keeping my promise to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause. And if we could switch to the 5-minute timer for the jury, we could start here. Oh, you have a mic. Okay, Michael, you can start.
So first off, thank you for the presentation. Thank you for the way you're telling the story. Well done there. I already told you, I also understand very much what it is that you're doing. I was working on what's called friable callus protocols, when working on what's called Eraser, the second version of CRISPR-Cas under Geneva data, actually, a bit more specific context. So today with you, I'm focusing on something completely different. Talk to me about uniqueness and talk to me about security of the data that you're gathering.
Exactly. This is a really good question, because our product also helps to fight actually against misinformation in science. Because what is happening at the moment is that everyone gets their ideas from scientific literature, but there are numerous papers that are completely fraud. So you can imagine a scenario where someone really bad person puts a lot of bad science data into scientific literature, and everyone starts building their drug discovery pipelines on that data. That is never going to be true. So you can imagine that someone drops a chemical, a biological weapon of Ebola, for example, and now we need an Ebola drug very, very quickly, but we are living in a scientific world where there's a lot of misinformation. So by collecting data, not from scientific literature, but from the planning stage, when experiments are not really done yet, collecting data from protocols, there's no incentive of putting bad data there, because no one at the moment is really using it, and that is extremely unique.
Very nice presentation. Really love to watch. Question. One of the metrics that you used and target to solve is the 90% failure rate. With most of the presentation, you concentrated on the product or the way you want to solve it, but to where do you stand to move that 90%, and what is the ultimate KPI you are trying to reach?
That's another really good question. So drug discovery is a pipeline. It's usually, as I said, take 10 plus years, and start with a preclinical stage, then comes clinical stage, and then manufacturing and so on. Preclinical stage is again divided into different stages, and the very, very, very first stage is target identification and validation, which means that you come up with an idea, a name of protein, a piece of DNA, a piece of RNA that you're going to go after. And that's exactly where we come in. The very, very first step. You step into the lab and think, okay, what shall I do? How can I treat Alzheimer's, for example? And you will get this answer from Eleonora.
Hi. Hi. So nice presentation. Congrats on that. I mean, you were comparing yourself to quite big names like in silico and all else. So I have several questions. I can argue that one of the major bottlenecks in drug discovery is the lack of new targets and not the data. B, I don't understand why I, as a lab, would like to share anything with you and allow your AI model to train on it if I'm working on something proprietary. And the third one is I'm lacking actual numbers in terms of, are you shortening, let's say, hit to lead? So what are you doing? Are you a drug discovery AI for drug discovery company? Are you focusing, because as of now, AI for drug discovery companies that want to sell their services to pharma are redundant. They're all dead, right? So you're basically defined by whether you can generate your own assets or not. So there are a lot of things that I don't understand. If you can clarify at least one for me, that would be very helpful.
I start from the end point. So in silico medicine, who is founder of in silico medicine, for example, is Latvian. So that's why I wanted to point out that company. And they showed that instead of, so usually preclinical stage, from target to the end, that you file an IND, which is a form to FDA. It takes usually like 3 to 5 years.
They are our portfolio company,
Yeah. And they Yeah, and they showed that they can reduce this time from 3 to 5 years to 18 months. So we also gonna show that we can reduce this time, but we also, in addition of reducing the time, we can also increase the probability of success. The second question was about why should anyone actually contribute the data? So our main data contributors are academic researchers that are obligated to do so. So if you're using grant money, which comes from public funding, then you have to make all your findings public as well. That is a rule that all academics using that money have to follow. So this is actually going to help them to comply those grant rules. They can write it in a grant saying that that's how we're going to make the data public, open, and fair.
But that is not true.
5 seconds.
When you're working on something, this is very important. So when you're working on something and you actually have something proprietary coming out of your data set in the lab or in Harvard or whatever. Now let's say you're using an NIH grant to do it. What you are publicly disclosing is pretty much something that doesn't bother your proprietary nature. You're still not disclosing the essence of it.
All right. Thank you. This is another topic we can discuss afterwards. Right now, time is over. Equal rules for all. Thank you. A round of applause to Elnora. Thank you for the presentation. All right. That's why we have the jury here to ask the tough questions, and afterwards in the break we will have some discussions with snacks and drinks. Right now a jury is logging in their thoughts and questions to ponder in their secret room afterwards, but we will put on the last of the 5 presentations here on the screen from Orbit 8. Yes, so let's welcome on the stage Aina Špace. Aina, welcome. Yes, the clicker is there. We will get your presentation and we'll get your 5 minutes. Do you want some water?
No, thanks. I already had
all
some.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. A round of applause. All right, so we have the presentation. We'll have it in full screen.
For a change, something not medtech.
Okay, and the 5 minutes can start now. Best of luck.
Hello, everyone. We are Orbit 8, and we are building lifelong AI career assistant. Historian Dr. Yuval Harari has said that not only the idea of a job for life, but even that of a profession for life will be ridiculous already by 2050. And it's a problem already now. Young people feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of careers available to them, and their parents feel quite helpless in guiding their children towards the successful career decision. And let's think about those young people. This generation has grown up with ChatGPT, Siri, Alexa, so they need personalized and interactive solutions. Current career guidance systems fail young people on a massive scale, leading to low motivation to learn, delayed career decisions, and cost of and mismatch of jobs. So these are just the tip of the iceberg of this problem. Looking from a global perspective, unclear career pathways makes it harder for people to access quality education and secure decent jobs, also impacting poverty, impacting poverty, equality, and innovation, slowing down innovation. And this is where we, as Orbit 8, step in. A unique technology developed by the former head of astronaut selection, Dr. Frank Dennessy, that detects your talents, personality traits, and values to suggest you what to study, and in which industry, and which working environment fits you the best. And here's the thing that sets us apart: AI career simulation. So imagine that knowing who you are, and you can also understand what the job title actually means that you are suggested to, play with it, explore it. And there's also AI chat that you can chat and ask some extra questions if it's not clear for you. We do prioritize secure and responsible AI use. So we applied AI only to enhance assessment outputs. So only the recommendation is given to AI. So all the personal data and users' input stays with us. The global market for career is growing. By 2030, US market alone will be expected to exceed 14 billion. And Orbit 8 will disrupt the overpriced school counseling and, overpriced private career counseling and this very busy school counseling. So our go-to-market strategy is very simple. First, a freemium for users for basic features, so everyone can have it. Pay as you go for parents, and partnerships with universities and schools and companies to onboard new users in bulk. If you look at our competitive landscape, other similar tools are of course there. They are using more complex language, not understandable for teens. And of course, you will ask, anyone can go to ChatGPT and ask, but the answer will be subjective because ChatGPT doesn't know you. And Orbitate stands out here with AI-powered career path simulation and advanced psychometric methodology. And our freemium model ensures that it's available for everyone. Traction is great. Since our beta launch in 2024, we have onboarded over 3,000 users, and we already have sales before our commercial MVP launch. And there are schools and universities and companies that are lined up for our enterprise version. I will skip that one. So our vision is to redefine the human capital standard and bring everyone on the same platform to access relevant education, source top talent, and match individuals with fitting jobs. And to achieve that, we really have extraordinary team, I would say, led by CEO Pauls and backed by know-how of a Dr. Frank Dennessy, former astronaut selection lead at European Space Agency. There is me running the processes and marketing, and we have tech team Edgarson Daniels and Voldemars, who is our first investor and also business advisor. We are raising early in 2025, and I'm Aina, COO of Orbitate, ready to empower the next generation of talents together.
Thank you. Thank you, Aina. All right, we have the first question here. We're going to get the mic. If we could get to 5 minutes as well, then we could start. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Another beautiful presentation. Thank you. Very, very clear problem. We will definitely all be better off if we knew from the early age what our lives are going to be. What makes you think that you have managed to solve it? What numbers you have? What accuracy you provide? How does it stack up with your previously mentioned career counseling and other things? Yeah, pretty much what makes you think that you have solved it?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, one thing that I want to say that we stand out with our methodology. It's really unique. So it really helps you to detect where you're good at. And that is not always the case. Not all school counselors that you go can help you with that. They don't have the tools and resources at the hand at the moment. And not all students go to school counselors at all. And sorry, how do we know the precision of our, the precision? Okay, we have, of course, test groups, and we made sure, so with one test group in Riga Technical University, here in Riga, there was the highest number of dropouts reported by the university itself. So 50% of the first-year students dropped out after the first year. So we tested those students, and we could identify exactly 50% of potential dropouts who haven't chosen the right study program, for example, like that. Also, we have separate use cases where a young person has chosen right now his or her study path by our suggestion, and we are following that young person and his study process and progress. Happiness.
Yeah, the question is that if you are charging only $1 per user per year, how will you cover the API cost of AI, for example?
€1 or $1 per user per year was from the companies and universities to onboard as much users as we can. For B2C market, we are charging $40 or €40 for one-time payment, or if you want more, there are other levels and higher prices. So B2C is our primary market. B2B2C is only to onboard as many users as we can from the universities and schools.
Yeah, but if they use it, they will likely use more AI than $1.
Sorry, didn't get the question.
B2B will still, if they are users, right? They will use it. And if you will basically use AI as an API, it will cost more than $1 basically to serve that user. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
but we are converting the users from B2B to C to B2C. So that's where we gain, actually.
How? No, if the university paid for a student to give him the app, you won't charge the user separately, right?
The user from the university will have only limited access to the features that we have. So they will be lured to access more and find out more.
Tricky.
Okay, I have a question about stickiness. I'm going to start with this way, right? Silicon Valley background, where we're from, parents pay $50,000, $60,000 a year
Exactly.
to pair a student with a mentor, like me, right? So when I mentor people, I go in and I give them a kind of, after we figured stuff out, like a path, a roadmap, where they see, okay, if I do this, in 3 years I'm here, in 5 years I'm here, in 7 years I'm here. I went in and I signed up, and I went through all of the surveys, all of this stuff, and it seemed to be more of a point-in-time exercise. It told me this is what you now need to do, but you're marketing it as a lifelong AI career assistant.
That's where we are going. That's what we are going to build. This is just the first step, what we are having now. We are only 1.5-year-old company, so, and lots of time was invested into methodology and developing so that it works.
Okay.
All right, let me quickly check the timer. We have 40 seconds, Eva.
What's your marketing strategy?
Okay, so as soon as we launch MVP, commercial MVP, we will go into public with targeting parents, because parents will be the ones who pay, and they are the ones who understand the pain even more than the young people themselves. Of course, also through parent platforms, through schools, because schools also connect with parents, because if the school is our client, it's no problem to send a, let's say, market it through school. Also events, probably targeting parents.
All right, thank you. That's all the time we have for Q&A. Aina, thank you very much. Thank you for the 5th presentation. She deserves your applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 5 presentations are over, but we still do not know the winner. Right now, I will ask the dear jury members to follow to the secret room where you can have some time to discuss what you heard, decide on who the winner is. For the rest of you, we do have snacks, we do have drinks. Please enjoy yourselves, enjoy the company, and please do take the opportunity to meet one another and to gain new networking opportunities, because that's the value of events like this. We will see you back here at around 20-25 minutes when the jury will be ready. See you soon. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the finals. Welcome back, everyone tuning in online. This is the moment to like and share the live stream because we will find out who will be the winner of the Innovation Factory Baltics finals right here. But before we find who the winner is, let's give a round of applause to all 5 finalists. Vice 7, Diawiser, Neurosalience, Elnora AI, and Orbit 8, they all deserve your applause, and this is not just some cheap phrase that everyone says in these contests. I truly believe that all 5 are winners in their own sort because they are here and they are competing. That means you are on the right track, and I wish you all success no matter what the outcome truly is. But before we find out the votes of the judges, I saw their discussions quite heated. No one was harmed. All is good. But before we find out the results, I would like to welcome on the stage from the Intelligent VC, Andrei Doktorov. Andrei, welcome.
Everybody participating and everybody organizing the event. It's a great event for the Baltics, I think. It's a great event for our ecosystem, which I personally think really needs a lot of work. And I'm actually very passionate about really making Latvia and our startup ecosystem and our business climate much, much better than it is. I think we have a great country, great community, but so far maybe not so great results and economic, let's say, situation. But yeah, I think it's in our hands to change that. And I think a key to changing that actually is we really need to build more connection, more community, and then great things will happen. And this event is actually a fruit, let's say, of this approach. That about 1 year ago, we started to organize here AI meetups, just bringing people interested in AI just to come together and chat. And in one of those meetups, absolutely randomly, we met Michael and somehow started talking. And here we go. 1 year later, we have this amazing event, a lot of startups, a lot of things happening, and really doing something useful and putting Latvia and Estonia and Lithuania on the, let's say, global stage in this respect. And I think we can make much more. We can make many more great companies. But for that, yes, we need to come together. We need to build a community, organize more events, organize more meetups, be open, like share, support each other, etc. We will do that to the extent that we can in this space, in the intelligent space and the community that we are building around it. Hopefully, we will be not only in Riga, but hopefully in other Baltic and other cities soon. But for now, yes, I encourage everybody to really join and contribute to the ecosystem. And yeah, let's build great startups and let's build great founders and bring some meaningful impact. Thank you. Oh, and actually, yes, there is a special prize that we are awarding outside of the main competition. And the prize is basically
I can help maybe.
Yes.
It's a 3 months residence in our intelligence space for all key players of the team, and also mentoring sessions of the Andrei itself. And we would like to award our choice award from the Intelligent VC Special Choice Award to...
Great. Yes. We want to award this to a great startup that actually didn't make it to the final. However, we had a lot of discussion about it and a lot of good compliments from the jury. And this is Ascent Lumina.
photographer, so we get this historic moment here. Ascent Lumina getting the Choice Award from the Intelligent VC. Excellent. All right.
Thank you.
Are we ready? I think we are. I think we are truly ready. So we are ready to reveal the top 3. Michael, please do join me on the stage. Michael today is the chairman of the AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics jury, and we will reveal the top 3. From what I gather, the winner will get quite a prize, not just a pass, but also support to get to Geneva. But for more about it, let's hear it from Michael Thiesmeyer.
All right. So thank you very much again for everybody that came, for everybody that supported us. And it was a tough choice. Not just between the 5 here, but before that it was a tough choice. And specifically, it's tough to do this within a few minutes. Telling your story is difficult to do this within a few minutes. But for us to analyze what is actually happening is very tough as well. Because trust me, if this was a different type of setting, I'd be grilling you for hours and hours and hours and hours. And it would not be a very nice thing to go through. But at the end of the day, you probably would end up in a better place. Anyways, so connecting people real quick, that's the Silicon Valley way. That's how we started working together. That's how we started working together. And a funny side note, that's how I ended up in a billionaires club in Silicon Valley, because I ran into somebody. Am I a billionaire? I don't know. I was feeling really, really awkward. So to all the 5, I will reach out to you individually, and I will see what I can do for you in terms of getting connections or linking you up with a network. So that will happen no matter what. All right, so without further ado, number 3, Elnora AI.
Elnora AI, 3rd place winner at the AI for Good Baltics Innovation Factory. A smile to the photographer and to everyone watching us online. Congratulations and a round of applause to Elnora AI.
And number 2, Neurosalience.
Neurosalience. Congratulations. Silver award goes to Neurosalience. A smile towards the many cameras and viewers online. Congratulations. 2nd place goes to Neurosalience. This one is for you, and if you could join us on the stage as well. Don't reveal it. Don't reveal it yet.
Ooh. But if we were ready, yeah, synchronized. We're synchronizing this right now. All right. Okay. The winner, the startup that will go, Geneva. Stand in front of everyone. It's going to be a lot of pressure. It's going to be nice. Number 1. Diewiser.
Diewiser, congratulations. Diewiser team, welcome and congratulations, the winners of AI for Good Innovation Factory Baltics. A smile towards the cameras, please. And of course, we also get a prize from Gravity team that will help them get to Geneva, get accommodated, and of course, they get all the passes to all the events, including the exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the winners of Innovation Factory Baltics, Diewiser. Congratulations, and thank you to Christian, thank you to Michael for all the work, thank you to all of the jury members. A round of applause to our jury members for their great work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now the next step for these teams, and especially for the winners, is marked in July in Geneva. We will be watching. Please do represent us, the Intelligent VC, and the region with the best presentation that you can. Fingers crossed, and hopefully Michael, together with the jury members, can also bring fruitfulness to all of the other finalists who deserve to continue their business here today. But right now, I want to thank in the name of Intelligent VC and all the partners for being with us here today, helping us establish the future. And the future is good because we're gonna fight for it with AI. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to everyone involved. Thank you for being here, and let's see you at another place in a different time. Thank you. Have a nice Friday evening.